really don't know how I can follow that up. That was a really good start. Most of you already know me as AJ. Feel free to call me AJ. Remember, it's Andrew James Christensen on the ballot. We've been through a whole rigmarole, and you guys may know that this last name is associated with some other things. So, Andrew James Christensen on the ballot. I want to thank you all for being here tonight. Municipal government is not maybe the sexiest version of government that's out there, but it really is the most important. It's the one that has the most direct impact on our lives. And obviously, you guys being here are either just really being nice to me, or you understand the impact that local government has, and so thank you for being here. I wanted to have a few quick shout-outs to people in the room. We actually have a real politician in the room right now. Maybe eventually a couple, but George Damos is your county auditor. So thank you, George, for being here. I think I saw Esther in the room. Is Esther here? Yes, Esther, thank you so much for coming. Esther is a very involved person and has been a big inspiration to how we're running the campaign. I also wanted to throw a shout out to Audrey, who is the president of the Illini Democrats, which is the student Democrat group. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being involved in politics and still, getting your homework in. I know, we would all like there to be real adults in government, and you guys are obviously picking up the slack for a lot of people that are doing the work they should be. Oh yes, and of course there is another politician in the audience, Mike Ingram. Mike, please wave or something. Mike is one of our county board representatives. Am I missing someone else? I feel like we can also say Shauna, but Shauna doesn't like the attention. But I love Shauna, and so Shauna also gets an acknowledgement as our committee person. So and Shauna's oh my God, there's so many great people here. Thank you all for coming. I'm working on this dumb speech. It'll be a little bit more polished next time. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background why I decided to run. I'm sure many of you feel the same way I do about what happened in 2016, the way that the federal government has been going, and I have kind of found that this community has been my refuge in the face of all that. This community has been very protective and has embodied a lot of progressive ideals that have pushed back against what's happening at federal level. And I think that this community is one of many opportunities to really push the boundaries of what an example for the rest of the country looks like. And I'd like to be a part of that. So that's kind of the big picture. It's like, how do we make Champaign a place that other people look to when they're trying to push back against xenophobia and all kinds of ridiculous biases. So that's the big picture. Kind of more just personally, I really enjoy solving problems. Professionally, I'm a programmer and a designer. So I spend my whole day kind of optimizing creative solutions to problems. It's kind of my bread and butter, and that skill set applies directly to working with people and communities as well. And I've gotten to apply that in several communities, one of which includes the local film society, which I helped found with several of the people at this table back here. The Film Society runs this program called Pens to Lens, which is a really cool student screenwriting competition that has a big gala at the end of every school year, I guess the beginning of every school year. And it's a really great way to interact with the community. We've worked with a lot of businesses and a lot of people who are really motivated to help students learn and to donate their time and energy and resources in a way that you don't see in other communities. It's been my little lens into how unique Champaign is and how committed everyone in this town is to helping each other. And I love that, and I want to help that grow. So one of the big sort of parts of our platform, I guess, of the campaign platform, is about the talent that resides here, and sort of convincing people that the talent that they have doesn't have to leave. This doesn't have to be a waypoint in your career, but it can actually be a destination. I know a lot of people in this town talk about kind of spending time here learning, and then they want to go off to Hollywood and Los Angeles, or the tech scene in San Francisco, or both in New York City. And then when they get there, they find out that the cost of living is absurd, and the commute is absurd, and they can't get a reservation at a restaurant. And meanwhile, there's all this great value here to be had in Champaign. And I can say this from experience because I was one of those people. I left and came back. And having come back, being on the other side of that, has been really a moment to recognize what I value in life. And so I'd like to work with the community organizations that are already doing this kind of work, for like 40 North and the Economic Development Corporation, who are working really hard to sort of brand Champaign as a place that you can make a career. I want to sort of, from a city perspective, build this unified vision of how we can make Champaign a place that people keep their talent and grow entrepreneurial enterprises. So that's sort of part of what I hope to accomplish in the development of the city. While I'm talking about the development of the city, having been here now for like 14 years, I'm going to say, I've been living here for well over a decade. I've seen this city grow immensely, and I've taken advantage of that growth. I've had so much fun growing up here, and I see the role that the local development community and the local landlords have in that, and I really appreciate it, and I look forward to working with them on the city council. But I do also see a disproportionate representation of their voices in city politics. And so one of the things that I'm really interested in doing is sort of balancing that out again. And I think this is one of these things that we see at a federal level too, is the way that people with more money have a louder voice. And I would really like, on the city council, to be able to provide a voice to everyone equally, all of the constituents of the city of Champaign. And sort of one of the things that's maybe unique to me as compared to some of the other candidates is that being a minority candidate myself, being a member of the LGBT community, I understand that all residents of the city don't necessarily experience quality of life in the same way. And so I really want to make sure that the minority citizens of the city are all having their voices heard. I want African American citizens to have a voice in the way that politics are shaped. I want senior citizens to be cared for. I would love for the city to be accessible to citizens with disabilities. I would love to work with the law enforcement agencies to sort of be more involved in their communities. And I know that they are involved now, but be even more involved, so that when they have to respond to high-pressure emergency situations, they are able to do that with empathy. And also, I really believe that we should be getting homeless people into homes and contributing to the economy. I think that the best way to deal with the homeless issue is not to throw them in jail or to do things that are not empathetic, but like, let's get homeless people homes. So that's kind of just a quick, well, maybe not quick, but an overview of the kind of the platform as we've developed it now. I would love to hear what issues are important to the audience here. And we may have even had some cards written down, or maybe not, I don't know. But anyway, I'm happy to take any questions, either now or just in conversation later. But before we do, I do want to just emphasize, you may have already all heard this, but we have sign-up sheets in the back for painting yard signs, which if you're willing to put a yard sign in your yard, that would be immensely helpful. Just getting the visibility of my name out there is huge, because I am a new candidate. I'm not sort of a familiar entity to a lot of Champaign's voters, And then also, we desperately need help building a team of people who are willing to knock doors and make phone calls, because absolutely 100% the best way to turn out the vote on April 2nd is to make personal contact with the citizens of Champaign. So if you're willing to do any of that, please sign up in the back, let me know, and I'm happy to take any questions. Yes?
Recently, University President Tim Kylene and Chancellor Robert Jones made a call to say that they would like to see more interaction between the university's expertise and our community, and it manifests in helping our community, which you'd be able to be a liaison to realize that.
Yes, absolutely.
Same question.
Oh, repeat the question. Yes. So administrators at the University of Illinois have recently said that they are interested in working with the city to collaborate and grow kind of the mutual economies of both. Is kind
and apply their expertise.